And a good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Issues and Attitudes. My name is Jeff Owens from WEIU. Sarah Dowell is here again. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi, Jeff.
In charge of community events and programs for the Mattoon Area YMCA, as well as kind of membership. Also, the Toledo YMCA. It's really is it Toledo YMCA or it has a different name, right?
Neil Center
YMCA. Yeah, I always say Toledo for some reason.
Located in Toledo.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I guess we'll start out with, I know you just finished up with May Merriment this weekend, and could you just give us a recap of how it went and the success of May Merriment? And it was probably good to see people again.
It was. First of all, yes, Jeff, it was excellent to be back in person. 2 years we held it virtually, so this was our 33rd annual May Merriment fundraising event. The Y does one fundraising event a year, and this was it. So Saturday night, the Y looked a little different than your normal fitness facility, so hosted in our Bach gym. Great donors and sponsors, How Asphalt, Paving, and Morgan's Meat Market co-hosted together. They've been waiting in the wings wanting to do this event back in person, so we were able to pull that off. Total number of guests, I would say close to 350 guests attended. We had silent auction, live auction, and chairs appeal. We also raffled off a $5,000 cash pot, and all of the proceeds from May Merriment support our Membership for All program. So we work really hard to make sure not one single person is turned away based on their inability to pay, whether it is membership dues, program registration fees, soccer, swim lessons. It can be used for any programs that we offer.
I think that, the part of it seems like all these events that are happening for the first time in a couple of years all around Coles County, people are so excited just for the fact that they'll be able to do something. I know we all did a few things, but just to get out.
It is, especially when you looked forward to whether you attended multiple years in a row or you're just excited. Again, I know our friends at How Asphalt and Morgan's were excited to do so. We had VIP guests from Express Employment, Ray and Diane Rick and Jamie Rick, and they were just a very energetic, lively bunch Saturday night, and it was super fun just to see people interacting and probably more people out of their seats during the live auction, just socializing, which is totally welcome, and we were glad to see. And again, back in person, we had 5 Mile Train play at the end, and people hung around, and we started cleaning up, and it was a great success. I don't know grand totals, but I think I heard somewhere around the $75,000 range for the live auction. Again, that's just a portion of that fundraising. Again, this is for the next year. So last year alone, we gave out $309,000 in financial assistance, and so this is how we're able to do that.
There you go. Speaking of, the first time doing it in a few years, are the COVID restrictions at the YMCA, is everything lifted, or is there still some things in effect, or where do we stand at the Y?
That is a great question, Jeff. So for the Illinois mitigations, we do follow kind of 4 different guidelines because we have child care facility. We also have operate pools and wellness and fitness. So no masks are required. We still have stuck to cleaning. They are hosting still a couple fitness classes in different spaces for social distancing. We've kept a few of those things, like our cycling studio has got moved around many times over the last two years, and those things are probably going to stay permanently that way at the Y. We found our members use it more, and it's just more comfortable, so we're going to roll with it.
There you go. A new run. I know you're in charge of all the runs, but there's going to be a new run this year down in Toledo during the Toledo Spring Fest.
That is true. I am not in charge of that run, but I can talk to you about that run. So,
because Zach had better things to do today.
Yeah,
right?
We won't call him out, but yes, our Toledo Neil Center Y manager, Zach Cox, is in charge of that race, and so it is a 5K fun run, so not timed. It is a fitness through the decades theme, so they're encouraging people to dress up in your favorite fitness attire, and is just a fun atmosphere. So Toledo Spring Fest is held that weekend, and so it's going to be Saturday morning. Registration is still open. I believe it's $20 up until the morning of, and then there'll be $25. So again, just another great opportunity to bring people together, people of all ages, have some fun. I'm not one to dress up, but it seems to be people do love to do that.
Yeah, where were we? Oh, we had, and I'm at Laura Bolinoff from Sarah Bush the other day, and I asked her, where did this dressing up while run, when did that start? It just seemed like the last few years people like to dress silly for these runs.
Well, I know we used to encourage those type of things with Girls on the Run. However, me personally, I've never been one. I don't need any extra restrictions, something to hang on to or to balance. It is just fun. The fitness through the decades, so obviously a lot of people go back to 80s gear. I think the 70s running gear should probably never make a reoccurrence.
Some of those sweatsuits were all right.
Yeah, but it's May. It's 75 degrees out right now,
That's
Jeff.
true.
I don't think
True.
I'm going to wear a sweatsuit to run, but
True.
So it'll be a fun time, and again, this will be the first organized 5K through the Toledo in the YMCA, and part of conjunction with Springfest.
That's awesome. I also saw you do a triathlon. The YMCA.
We do all the things.
So
Then the next month, so June is not that far away. It is the Saturday of Father's Day weekend. So June 18th, we'll host the Lytle Park Triathlon. The Y picked this event up from a couple other locals in Mattoon, and so we host triathlon. It is at Lytle Pool. They swim 0 entry. So if people for a triathlon are not ready to tackle an open water swim, we kind of give them the best of both worlds with, and again, showcase Lytle Pool, one of a few across the state, and then
I think they were filling it up this weekend, if I heard right.
I'm sure, because this week people are definitely ready for patio and pool season.
There you
So,
go.
yeah, that's in June, and it is a sprint triathlon. So they swim, bike, run, and it is all start and finish at Lytle Park. And it's sponsored again by the YMCA, and we work really hard to cater to all. Last year, I think we probably had the most families. Because you can do it as a team, or they can all compete together.
Have you ever done a triathlon?
I have at the Y.
Really? I mean, talk about how the experience. I mean, it's got to be kind. I mean, you bike, you run, then you swim, or what's the order? I don't know.
So you swim first, and then there's a transition area. So again, you're toweling off or drip drying, and you're putting your cycling attire, shoes on. You hop on your bike. Sprint triathlon is usually about a 12-mile bike ride, and then you come back again, hang up. There's racks to hang bikes or lean them. Some people lay them on the ground, and then you go run, and it's for a sprint triathlon's a 5K. So the 3 disciplines, and they kind of have 3 different timed sections. You actually get timed for your transition, which is how long it takes to get your shoes changed and get on your bike. The professionals do it in seconds. I couldn't tell you what my times were. I was just doing it to do it. And then you get an overall time for your whole event. So it is definitely something different with 3 different disciplines all in one event. I did our last chance try at the Y in October, which we still host that event as well. I had an injury from running, and I could not run, so I was going a little stir crazy, and my doctor allowed me to take, I was in a walking boot, and I started doing our spin classes at the Y with my walking boot on, and also started swimming. So I thought, well, if I'm doing these things, I might as well put it to use. I'm not the best swimmer, but I did get some help, not necessarily lessons. We used to have an adult swim for fitness class, and I did take that, and I think I've done that twice, but just something different.
There you go.
Try it. Not necessarily my thing. It gets real expensive if you want to be a professional, I guess, or an Ironman is not on my bucket list.
Run for the Bagel, though, 35th anniversary.
35
which
years.
seems incredible when you think about 35 years of that.
That is, and we are still rolling with the 35. We hosted a virtual. 2020 was a virtual event, but we had great turnout support. People love to collect race swag. Did you know that's an acronym? Was that a topic that was on?
I don't know. We've talked about swag a lot, but so
something you get for something everyone gets. I'm going to get it wrong.
I don't know. You
so
brought it
anyway,
up, so I thought you were going to get illuminated.
Yeah, sorry. So people
Rob,
love
look up what swag is, all right?
People love to collect shirts, and we have some longtime supporters of Bagel Fest, the Y, Run for the Bagel, and so that was really our big push to host that virtual. So we are in person. We still have the 5K, 10K run. That is a competitive run. We have age group awards for those who are serious. We do have many people who come just to get out, to get moving, get the morning started.
And that's an early, if I recall, right?
6:30 a.m. We'll start at the Toyota building just there north of Casey Summers on Broadway, and go down again Lytle Park and showcase the west side of Mattoon, and finishes at the Y.
There you go.
So registration is open, and this year's the 35th year, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then Bagel Fest, do they have a theme yet? Have they announced? Has Angela
Camp, yes, they have, and I do believe it is Camp Bagel Fest, like thinking of summer camp.
Okay.
S'mores, I don't know, fishing, canoeing. we're going to run.
There you go. And Angela will be on later this summer, so we'll get all the details.
So yeah. And again, that event's held in conjunction with Bagel Fest. So our event is a little separate from that, but part of the deal. And we're just really glad to have people come back. We had great success. The marketing team from Lenders came down last year and they created some materials, and so that was fun. It was their anniversary and they relaunched a new logo. So Lenders Bagels here in Mattoon is still a big part of that event. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
Other events that are going to be happening at the Mattoon YMCA or down at the Neal Center for the summertime and maybe early fall?
We have all kinds of things. So the first day of summer vacation for those who have children in school is coming up fast and furious. The 24th, I believe, of May is our first day of summer camp at the Mattoon Y. So on average, we can take 150 day campers per day. I think last year we averaged about 75, 80. They did bump it up this year. The cap was 100, so they bumped it up to 150. So our building is full at parts of the day. However, it is not all day. So those day campers go out and about. They participate in summer reading at the library. They go to help at the community garden with Fit to Serve. They have field trips. You'll see them whether it's walking around. We do partner with the school district for busing, and so that'll be fun. And we also offer summer camp at the Neal Center Y as well.
Okay. Stuff we all get.
Stuff we all get. Thank you. Thanks, Rob.
Mr. Rob over there got that.
Yeah, swag.
I never knew it stood for anything. I thought this swag had its own, you get some swag, and I didn't know it actually had the acronym, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There you go. Stuff we all get. So sign up for races. You get
lots
some
of
swag.
Y people love stuff we all get. So we have all kinds of swag, whether it's for races or programs, challenges. But summer camp's coming right up, and then we will have a membership promotion for the month of June. Join whether you had canceled your membership or it's just been a few years or you've never been a member of the Y. Come back and join us in the month of June, and you can get a free month membership.
There you go. I know we're going to have the Mattoon in Motion people on in a few weeks here on Issues and Attitudes, but because of my mess up, you wanted to touch base on that a little bit today. Just maybe give us an update, and then they can get some more details later on.
We have some really great partnerships. So the other part of my job title besides membership director is community programs, and I'm very lucky that Blake, our CEO, has encouraged the participation.
Another guy who couldn't make it.
Another guy who couldn't make it. They're all busy cleaning up.
Think about it. He could have been here sitting down, but he'd rather lift tables at the Y.
I'm going to say thanks for that. I still have a weightlifting restriction, so maybe he's doing his fair share.
Up. There you go.
So we are very lucky. We have a great team that all works together, and again, they're busy putting away all the things from May Merriment. So the Mattoon Y has been a part of Mattoon in Motion since its inception in 2017. During the month of May, we just went through a goal check.
Yeah.
Strategic planning, 5 years. It's been 5 years since we started Mattoon in Motion. And so we had 3 mapping sessions held at Elevate, and we had lots of new faces join Mattoon in Motion, and they have reorganized. We got some new goals, some new committees came out of those mapping sessions. And yes, Jeff is right. In a few weeks, some of our other committee members will be here, but some very exciting things happening. One, we have a Peace Corps fellow, which will be here, Alexander Benishek, and he is fantastic. Very creative and driven young individual. We are lucky to have him. And then he has applied for a hometown grant through Kubota. So we are very lucky. One of the requirements to be eligible for this is to have a Kubota dealer.
We got Tommy.
We do. We have Niemeyer Kubota locally. So Alex has worked very hard, and this is community partnerships. So he has worked alongside with Blake and with Keith Summers, and they have wrote a grant application for a pocket park, which actually is in the former location of Shores Jewelry, so in downtown Mattoon, right across from the Y. And I think that we should be finding out here really soon. And then if our grant application goes to the next step, there'll be some marketing. You'll see a video that does have Blake in it, and it has Harold Shores. And so making something good out of something that was relatively tragic, and also hometown proud. So pretty exciting stuff. We'll see what happens with that. And there will be some outdoor seating. There's restaurants, just a use of that space. So a pocket park, people are like, what is a pocket park? It is less than 3 acres. So just a green space, another place downtown in Mattoon, and it's, again, directly across from the Y, and so it can be used. Said our summer campers, you can't keep 150 kids inside all day when it's nice. Sometimes we are out of space, so that would be great for programs. We do yoga at the park and different things like that, so it'll be right across from us.
Swimming lessons, will there be swimming lessons before swim season gets here?
We are in full swim session, so I do believe our next round, they are currently in a session of swim lessons. The swim lessons held at Lytle Pool will be kicking off in June, and I believe that registration is opening at the end of May. And then, of course, we offer our group swim lessons year-round inside at the Y.
All right. I'm going to ask you this question, and when you sent this today to me, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about here, but evidence-based health programs. What's that mean? Is it new?
It is not new.
Okay.
The Mattoon Y has offered evidence-based health initiative programs through YUSA for a couple of years now. Emily Hayden is our wellness director and oversees these programs. We have offered a diabetes prevention program for a couple of years. We've had, I think she's on the 5th or 6th cohort, which is a group. It is a year-long commitment, a year-long program.
I guess I do remember that. So maybe the name must have threw me off there.
We love acronyms. I come from education, and you know how that is. Sometimes we know what they mean. Sometimes we call Rob for help. So
swag.
We have the diabetes prevention program, and I do believe Emily is leading her 5th or 6th cohort. She partners with Carl and with Sarah Bush, and we have great referrals for that. Again, helping folks who are pre-diabetic to keep them from becoming diabetic. And then the other newer evidence-based health program that we offer is blood pressure self-monitoring. So we kicked that off at the beginning of February for Heart History Month. And like 4 or 5 of our senior staff team, including myself, are Healthy Heart Ambassadors. And so we're slowly gaining traction on that, but again, it can be a referral. And if you have been diagnosed with high blood pressure, whether you manage it with medication or not, to participate in that program. And it's a 4-month program.
Now, do you have to start at the beginning, or can you start anytime for these things? I know sometimes people forget it, don't know about the start of them, and they want to get involved.
So Emily is very organized, very detailed, and basically keeps a running log. So the next time, if there's a cohort here in Charleston, whether it's in Toledo, Tuscola, then she can let you know when they're going to be offering it if you don't want to come to one. So yes, there are certain periods that they do start. We're wrapping up. We just had last week our 3rd, so we're in month 3 for the blood pressure self-monitoring. I teach the nutrition education side of those courses, and also we all do office hours. So checking blood pressure and just supporting those participants in that, just to keeping it in check. So it's been very interesting and a new side for myself. We engage with members all day, every day, but it is a different type of setting. So.
I know that college, obviously Eastern's out, Lakeland's getting close to being out, high school's coming to an end. Well, are there any employment opportunities or internship things for the Y that maybe some kids would be interested in for the summer 2022?
That is a great question. Yes, we do have on our employment page, I do believe we have job postings for membership engagement specialists, which I would love great applications for, whether they're college students. That is our front desk help. So we always, have to staff the building the whole time we are open. We have job postings for lifeguards, swim lesson instructors. If you're interested in internships, I would probably email those who are interested, but we get lots of great interns. We just had one finished last week from Eastern. I think we start one Monday, and then one coming up in June, again through Eastern. So love that partnership, and the KSS department here is fantastic. We do get some other, employment, whether it's short-term, long-term. We get lots of applications from students who have worked at Y's in their hometown, and it's great because it is the same mission.
And if you're a membership, wherever you're a member at a YMCA, you could actually go anywhere, right?
That is nationwide membership, yes. So if you are traveling and you wanted to use the Middle Tennessee YMCA in Nashville, your Mattoon Y membership card, you could scan it in at their desk, and you should be good to go. There are only a few exceptions, and sometimes in the metro Chicago area, and a few along the Sun Coast and the Panhandle of Florida. But here in Mattoon, we almost always honor those, even if it's not in the system.
There you go.
Pretty cool. We get some college students. We have, I know, currently a Mattoon member who is a student at the U of I and has been using the Stevens Family YMCA, and I'm sure she'll be back here soon, but it's great.
You touched base about that you don't leave anybody out who for the membership if they have some kind of financial difficulty. Can you take us through the process? So you want to make sure that they do qualify.
Yes.
So how do you do that?
That is a great question, Jeff. So our membership for all, it is an application. It is a 2-page. First side is really just contact information, name, address, phone number, email. You do list number of individuals in your household who you'd want to be on your membership, and then the reverse side does ask for financial, whether it is copies, whatever source of income that a family was to have, whether it is wages from earning, whether it is retirement, pension, SSI, if you get SNAP benefits, student loan, maybe, I don't know, there's like a category for other, whatever sources of income that you have. So basically we figure out your annual income, and we have a sliding scale based on your household size. So it is an income-based type of program, and we are actually at the jeopardy to then say, if according to our sliding scale, and we present you a dollar amount for your family membership and it's still not affordable, we can work with you to make that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we get quite a few applications, and again, we are able to say this is what it would be for this type of membership. Does not mean you have to join the Y. I tell people on a daily basis, you can apply. It's definitely worthwhile to figure out if it is going to make it more budget friendly, and then go from there. We had some people who lost employment, different sources of income, because of COVID, and getting back in a routine and making it fit. So last week I was lucky to someone came in, had a medical referral from their physical therapist, and again, if a medical provider is telling you need to continue to do X, Y, and Z, and you see a sticker shock or whatever, for some people, $27 a month for a senior is not budget friendly. So we're able to say, well, try our financial assistance. Here's my contact information. We can print the items here. We can look them up on our computer. If you don't know where to start, we can kind of hold your hand and walk you through that. And then usually about 7 days, you'll find out an answer, and definitely is worthwhile to take a look at. Really cool. Also, connection here to EIU. We offer child care referral resource, and those programs are summer camp, before and after school care, all qualify for that. So if you're needing assistance with child care, which we know is hard up in Coles County and surrounding communities, but our Y programs do qualify for a provider with that. So that is a great opportunity for those individuals as well.
Do you track? I mean, I know you guys were on a couple of times over COVID, and we're all spread out in here. But I know that you had lost a few members at the time. Is that starting to are the numbers where they want them to be?
Our numbers have been trending up for several months, Jeff, and we actually have a few of our categories. One is our youth category, who is the highest it's been probably since I've worked at the Y. And I know our partnership with the Center for Healthy Living, those categories have been sometimes hitting an all-time high number. So pretty cool. A lot of people don't realize your son comes and frequents us on a regular basis. If you wanted to pay just for a membership for just a teen, it's $16 a month. Parents don't have to be a member, and it saves you from paying a $5 guest pass. For our desk staff, it's a little bit easier. And again, $16 a month, you would get the member price on other programs, summer camp, things like that. We get people who do it for the summer. They join their kids as a member, they come to summer camp, save the price difference, member cost, and then they're done for the summer. So
do you track the number of people that come in daily, weekly, monthly? Can you give us a couple of stats if you have them off the top of your head?
I do believe I think it was in October. It was a Monday, like the third Monday in October. We hit like an all-time record of scans since before the pandemic. So used to be we would see 2,000 and 3,000 scans. So again, when you scan your membership card in, and that does combine both Mattoon and Toledo, but on average it's less than that. But we have about 6,000 units between the two facilities, and I would say that's a pretty average from pre-COVID. So we're really happy with that. I was telling Jeff before we started on air, we had some members who were very faithful to pay their dues over the whole course of COVID, and we didn't see their face at our facility until the last guidelines changed. Before I came here, one of those members was in, and she would call us and check in, and we would call her, but she has been back in our facility, and so that is great. So very, very fortunate to have longtime supporters and people who want to support the Y, and maybe for whatever reason, medical or personal choices, they couldn't come out, and to see them back in person.
Well, you might as well go ahead and tell the story of you almost couldn't come today because a 101-year-old man who still comes to the Y.
Well, I just had to make sure my time management that I got out of there in time to get here. So yes, we have a member, Herb, and today is his 101st birthday, and he is retired from NASA, and his family is here, and he loves surprises, and so he comes to our Gentle Joints class and prime time, and his classmates put together a little surprise cake and coffee in the lobby this after his class. And when he came out the locker room, he was definitely surprised, and just to see the joy on his face with his family and his friends there. He is faithful. He comes twice a week to our facility and gives us all a little hope and perspective.
That's awesome. 101 years old, goes to the Y twice a week. I mean, what do you say after that?
I have no excuse, Jeff, after that.
I feel terrible now. We have a couple minutes left where we're talking with Sarah Dowell from the Mattoon YMCA. I know you probably don't want to talk about it, but you've had a heck of a run here with some stuff. I mean, and I followed it. I know a lot of people in Mattoon and Charleston have followed your success. So can you mind give us a personal update? And
Jeff's going to make me cry.
Well, I don't want to pry, but I think you're an important part of the community. You've had some trouble in terms of health, and I don't want to pry too much, but just give us a minor update if you could.
So, thanks to our local healthcare system, and I am very lucky. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in January, and I have been receiving mammograms for early detection based on a family health history. And so I was called from Mills Breast Cancer Institute at Carl in Urbana, and I knew that wasn't a good thing. Thankfully, it was caught early. So I had a lumpectomy in February, and I just completed in April 21 sessions of radiation here at Sarah Bush with the Cancer Center. So before we were on air, I was telling Jeff I'm very lucky that we have Carl and both Sarah Bush right here on Route 16, and very lucky. So my doctor, the surgeon, is actually from Mattoon as well, and Dr. Anna Hyam with Carl at the Mills Breast Cancer Institute is the only surgical breast cancer oncologist in the state of Illinois outside of Chicago, and she hails from Mattoon. And so when you see a former high school classmate in the cancer center, it's not usually a good thing, but actually it was very comforting. So now we're just trucking along, and she tells me the best thing that I can do is to tell everyone is to do your self-checks and to get your mammograms, and men, support your ladies, encourage them. And even though it says 40, most insurance companies will cover them at the age of 35. If you have a family history or something suspicious, don't wait. So that's the end. I'll stand on that soapbox. So my genetic testing, I did that actually on my 39th birthday. I was telling Jeff I was able to do it via Zoom thanks to COVID, and I am a former science teacher and kind of nerded out. Yes, the pedigrees and the circles and the square on the computer screen, but it was pretty interesting. And even though genetic tests all says negative, we got a strong family history, so just keep doing those things.
Well, we're all pulling for you, and you've done great, and you've shared it publicly, which I think is good, because maybe if that affects one or two more people that they go out and get it checked.
I think in my circle, I've had at least 5 or 6 different ladies reach out to me and say, because they saw or they knew that I'd shared information, and I said, well, that's 5 or 6 more people that, for whatever reason, people get scared, you get intimidated, the cost. We're lucky that Sarah Bush has the mammography mobile unit, and so we're very lucky.
Well, thanks so much, Sarah.
Thanks, Jeff.
We are WEIU.